Yeah, we have done. Okay. Yeah, everyone first we just relax our physically, mentally, just be here with ourselves, just reflect the mind. Past is past, it's not here now. Future is not yet here. And this moment is very transitory in nature. It's so unreal because it doesn't stay in this moment in one instant, just flashing like a light flashing. So just reflect on this and relax the mind where you are. So here topic, as I mentioned, is Samsara and Nirvana, the two sides of one hand. What is talking about is describing about the mind. So in reality, as many of you know, we all know, it's the mind. The mind is the one that which is confused and create all the cause of this samsaric causality. And when we know about that very mind as it is the calm, nirvana, or total peace. But the mind itself is very complex subject, very profound, is ambiguous. Those who don't know, it is there and it is not there. You cannot see it directly because it doesn't have color, shape. We cannot touch it. There's no any form to touch. Yet, it's the one when your mind is relaxed, clear, peaceful, you feel so good about it. You feel your life is just wonderful. When that mind is disturbed by our mental afflictions, as we know, then that day is not good. The life in the day is disturbed. This is not a Buddhist concept of Buddhism. It's the reality of the universe. Even animals, you can see your dog, your cats. When they are peaceful, they are relaxed. When the mind is relaxed, they are peaceful. When the mind is disturbed, they are agitated. Look at this. So it is universal. It's very complex subject. It has no limitation. It's infinite. So having said that, in the world, everyone tries their best to make their life more productive, more peaceful, make their life happier. But then when the mind goes wrong, then there's a lot of conflicts, a lot of sufferings. And there's a lot of confusions, misunderstanding, all comes from that. So this complexity of the mind is totally resolved by the Buddha, the historical Buddha, as you know, who came on this planet over 2,000, about 600 years. He himself, first he was not as a Buddha, he was a prince, a star. His name was called Siddhartha, as you know. His father was successful man, and he provided his son Siddhartha everything to make his life joyful, good life, and successful. So Siddhartha was also very smart, understanding the life in his place his father has provided. But he was not just indulged that the father's effort. He was investigating details his own life and the lives of others. So he lived in the kingdom for 29 years to have enough experience in the Samsara. So he was now contemplating, what should I do when I get old, when I get sick, finally when I die? This, such a beautiful kingdom will not solve the problem of this. So because of this, and for others, himself, for others all, he renounced that luxurious life, and he tried differently, going through such a hardship from the most luxurious life to the most difficult life, even without shelter, food, clothes, For 6 years he tried everything, for the solution of that suffering, confusion, And that was also not the solution. So then he investigated what's the root cause of all this. So finally, he looked inside the mind. It's the mind. That's the one. When your mind is peaceful, relaxed, you feel good. When the mind is disturbed by the afflictions, it's not good, not good. So by having that kind of conviction, full conviction, then he meditated on that. First, he lived as a middle way, just eat enough, wear clothes, because luxurious life is not the solution. Neither such great hardship is not the solution. So the mind, to sustain this body, you need a middle path. So he had just enough food, drink, and then he concentrated, fully to capture what is the mind, what the role of that mind. So because of that, his full conviction, determination, courage, unflinching devotions on this, and he meditated. So by these causes, conditions, and also he used this everything, everything is interdependent, which we'll discuss more. So it's called three training. The Shila, morality, moral ethics is first most important to organize the body, speech, and mind in the right place. So with that support conditions, then stabilize the mind. Samadhi, one-pointed equipoise state of the mind. Then with that support, with this foundation, and he fully kindle the insight, the mind itself, what it is, called prajna, special insight. So through these three training, then he attained enlightenment, called fully awakened, So this is not a religion that he found, but this is the way, a method for the solution of the suffering. So at that state, all the doubts, misunderstanding, all the cause of the suffering totally resolved. Then he has no fear because he knows that he achieved that enlightened state, like the nature of the space. So with the fearlessly said, I'm fully awakened. So to say, so I have achieved enlightenment, has no fear to say that, because he knows what he's talking about. Not something fabricated, contrived or artificial. That's the most fresh, direct, So then from that wisdom, knowing wisdom, they're called, there are many wisdoms, but the two most important, knowing as it is and knowing everything. So knowing as it is the real nature of all phenomena. What's their nature itself? So the nature of all phenomena that we see from the eyes, what we hear in the ear, what we smell, odor, taste, touch, these five objects, and the five subjects, all their nature itself is nothing but empty, because this all exists in the condition, everything is based on the conditions. Nothing stands independently. They manifest, they dissolve. They manifest, they dissolve. Like these five aggregates our body. So from within that state of emptiness, dependent to the different causes and conditions, manifest unceasingly. And very complex. So there's no separation between the emptiness and all the manifestation of the phenomena. It's called non-duality, indivisible. cannot be divided. No. So that's not just something believe or you create it, but instead that is the reality nature of all the phenomena that now you can see. No. The outer phenomena are how they function. The scientists are very good, They the quantum physics theory, they found everything, the nature is emptiness. But still, they have a long way to go, the mind to understand. Because the mind to understand, they are depending on the machine, but it cannot be dependent on the machine. It has to be in the meditative state. Vajra-like meditation, which is not so easy, but it is within us. So, from that state, wisdom, then Buddha saw all the sentient beings, as it's called, 6 realms of the sentient beings, without understanding this reality nature, within the cause and conditions, and sentient beings are suffering so much. They work so hard in their whole life, but at the end of their life, then they go for next without any substantial achievement. Every lifetime they continue, they start, and they go that always in the vicious, this relentless state of suffering, one after another, one after another. They bring to the mental afflictions, where there's more gross afflictions, mental confusions, bewilderments, there are more suffering. When there's mental afflictions and less power, less strength, the suffering is less. But never get out of this cycle of that confusion and the suffering. So, because of that, then he taught the teachings first, the 4 Noble Truths. So the teaching that Buddha taught, Buddha when he said, this is the suffering, you should know. This is the cause of suffering. So these 2 causes and conditions and the result. And this is the nirvana, cessation. And the cause, method, a path to the cessation. So these 2 types, should say, about the samsaric cause and result, and the nirvana's cause and result. That's the foundation of the Buddha's teaching, the framework of the Buddha's teaching. All the rest teachings are explanation of this, step by step. So it's how amazing you see. So when you know how Buddha taught directly, when you have some practice meditation, then that can share to all other in the world. No need to change anything, because it is as it is. Like, for example, fire. is hot. Anywhere you go, you find fire is hot. In the west, in the east, in the south, in the north. And ice is cold. Anywhere you go, you won't find there's some place hot. The ice is hot, you know. So it's the mind. So I repeat this all the time anywhere before I talk, because so that we get some kind of what you would call some understanding why I need to start to practice Dharma. It's not something changing your religion, not changing your belief system, not changing your culture system, rather to understand the point why I have to do this. In other words, this is the way how to become a better human being. Good for yourself. You know, as I mentioned, we work so hard to ourselves to be happy yourself. I want to be happy myself. No. Nobody should tell me what to do. I'm doing what I need to do, you know. See, in Tibetan, those who you know in Tibetan, Chogun Shisam Pap, Chogun, all the phenomena, Shisam Pap, where it is, the basic reality nature, where it is. That's such very important. Buddha taught that way, and Jiddu Sumgun, he used that word. So all the Buddha's teachings are within that state. Everything's, all this emptiness is the way it is. The nature of itself is emptiness. And from within that emptiness, all the manifest causes condition, that's also where it is. When you take the poison, if you eat the poison, it will take your life. That's how it works. When you will take the medicine, it helps to heal. It is where it is. No. So everywhere where you go, that's how it functions. So since the mind is so infinite, you can see the world is so complex. And then within in the confusion state, and when you work hard, and your confusion become more complex. You know, your confusion becomes a very complicated confusion, difficult to solve. Like like a thread. When you have a big piece of thread, and they are all mixed up and difficult to sort out. No. So there's more in samsara. When you're more educated in the samsara, more difficult to solve the problem because they're making a lot of problems from other there, here, there, you know, because everyone is so educated in the samsara. At the same time, when you're educated in the nirvana, enlightened mind, and then you know how to solve all the problems because you have the wisdom to solve the problems. So this kind of things we need to let other people know. This Buddha's teaching is not just a kind of a religion to believe. So to get rid of that, so Buddha said, what if I talked? What if I say things you should investigate thoroughly yourself. You should understand it. When you Buddha said you should investigate my teaching, what it means, you should understand all those teaching, what I said, what I now explained. So you get the full wisdom. Sometimes some scholars say even Buddha, even you find some mistakes in Buddha's teaching, you try to get rid of that. I think if Buddha made mistake, then we have problem. Buddha's wisdom is perfect. In Christian we call omnipresent. So Buddha's wisdom is always fresh. Even one word Buddha says is said out of that wisdom. Buddha will never say anything which is confused or mistake. Buddha said this to the audience, depending to the different audience, according to their capacity, according to their mentality, how they can get the benefit. Then Buddha explain, they teach, So we should understand that. That's why we take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dharma, take refuge in the Sangha. See, so precious. Such a precious, you see. Buddha is the teacher, when we say offering, food offering, Domba Lame Sanje Rinpoché. Domba means teacher. So how to say, unequal, unparalleled teacher is the Buddha. Then Joba, Dharma is the protector. The unparalleled, the protector is the Dharma. Because we study, what Buddha taught is the Dharma. The Dharma we study, we practice. So which protect us, the Dharma. Dharma is our main protector. Bodhicitta is the Dharma. When you practice bodhicitta, your mind is protected. See, when you practice loving kindness, compassion is the Dharma. When we practice that, loving kindness and compassion, our mind is protected from the attachment, from the aversion, from the confusion. So that's what Dharma is, protector. And that is taught by Buddha. So that's why Buddha is the teacher. And the Sangha is the practitioner of these teachings. Those who are highly advanced in their practice, Dharma, then it's a Sangha. So there we should find out two different types of Sangha now. Highly accomplished great masters like Avalokiteshvara, Chandrasekhar, Tara, great Bodhisattvas. Those are Sangha, highly accomplished. So to those, we ask their guidance. We follow them. So Sangha. And we as a simple practitioner, like we are a Sangha, guide ourselves. We can guide ourselves, not by others. We look at others, their teachings, what they are. When you practice Dharma, first you get a good understanding of Dharma. Because Dharma is educational. It's empirical. you investigate. First, you get a good sense, critical wisdom, discriminating wisdom. Have the good discriminating wisdom. And then go to analysis. Then after that, then you have to practice. If you don't practice, only analyzing doesn't help. Doesn't solve the problem. Analyze for 10, 20, 30 years, and then we go to the wrong direction. Because mental affliction, when you practice means this, as I was talking about, this mental afflictions, 3 poisons, 5 poisons, these need to be reduced, purified. They are the root cause of the samsara, suffering. So that's what Nagarjuna said, Dwaja Shetan Timusum, Hegilene Megawas. Attachment, aversion, ignorance, these are the non-virtue. From these, all the samsaric suffering manifest and create as well the 3 lower realms. Maja Shaitan Timume, the absence of the attachment, aversion, ignorance are the virtue. They are the cause for the higher status, Mondo, higher status of the samsara, and the liberation, free from samsara. See, so Nagarjuna made such a clear demarcation. So we follow that. See. So that's first about, and here, this today and I think next weekend, this we are talking about this. Some years ago, I gave a talk on this, but sometimes there's some not recording was not so good, no any good transcriptions, and so on. So I want to make more clear on this. So this is about general how Buddha taught the teachings, how everything functions. So I made it very clear, easy to understand the point, what we are studying, what we practice. So this way, when you practice, you see, you feel very comfortable. You are not changing your belief system. You are not changing anything. Rather, you understand the reality nature, why we are working hard. And as I mentioned in the samsara, no matter how much you work hard in your whole life, you just collect so much, but there's no end of the suffering. There's no end of the confusion, you see. Very clear. At the end of the day, you live this life without satisfaction, without any resolution. So when you practice this way, when all the cause of the samsara, the mental delusions, when they are taken care of, when we make effort through the critical wisdom, that we see non-existent nature of these mental afflictions, then you die peacefully with great joy, you see. And you no longer back to samsara. It's called non-returning samsara. See. So this here in this book, it's a small book, booklet, and this is a small booklet. Yeah. I will read this and then go through the brief explanations. So those who are transcribing, you can transcribe and polish the editing, the English, all this. Okay. I have the Tibetan here. This is the Tibetan, written initially in Tibetan, and then translated into English here. So in Tibetan, it's called Konde Lakbe Tojap. Kor is Samsara. De is Nirvana. Lakba is hand. Tojap means two sides, front and back of the hand. Okay. So this book, at the beginning, paying homage, and then promise to write, then actual writing, and the conclusion at the end, dedication. First, paying homage, we have the Namo Guru Be. Namo, pay homage. Guru, teacher. Guru Be, to Guru. I pay homage to Guru. So here Guru, the teacher, including Buddha. Buddha is also a Guru, a teacher. The highest Guru is the Guru Dhammakaya. All the lineage masters from Buddha up until now, we pay homage. All those teachings come through lineage. It's so precious. All the teachers we have in the lineage, everyone worked hard. First, they studied Dharma. They practiced Dharma. Then they taught teachings to us. So from Buddha, now you see there are so many great teachers, not just only Tibetan, but also see in the country like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. Look at this all in China, and in Bhutan, Tibet. All the teachers who follows the Buddha, they worked hard. They pay homage to Buddha. They're totally devoted to Buddha. And it's so precious. We should feel so grateful to these all the teachers. We owe so much. They pass down the Buddha's wisdom to all the others as much as they can. It's so precious. And I bow down to the lamas or teachers of unequal kindness, whose compassionate hands plucks the migrators from their wanderings throughout limitless samsara and set them down to the land of the enlightened bliss. Just as I mentioned, these highly accomplished great masters with their wisdom, with their compassion, with respect to the Buddha, respect to the sentient beings. You see, they see all sentient beings as their mother, their father, their children. They sincerely try to help others, working hard. So, see, unequal kindness, see, whose compassionate hands plucks the migrators means all the sentient beings. In Tibetan, it's called Doha. We migrate, life after life, life after life. We migrate from one place to another. Also, we migrate with our karma, different types of karma we create, and then we experience different types of peace, happiness, and suffering, one after another. So they, with their wisdom, their compassion, they pluck these, they awaken, they cause us to awake our deluded mind. With such a great wisdom, compassion, and establish us toward the enlightenment. So we owe unparalleled kindness. So, to the enlightened state. So we pay homage to these all enlightened masters, including our road gurus, teachers. Next, said here, all happiness and suffering of samsara and nirvana arises from the appearance, emptiness, non-dual nature. To refresh my recollection of the Dharma and that of others as well, I have written these words, rely on the congruous teachings. First is in the samsara, we have temporary happiness, peace, from their good action, positive karma. And there are suffering out of delusion, cause of negative actions. Especially in the samsara state, in the samsara state, we are not free from the suffering. Even though we have peace and happiness, but it always changes. This is all the vicious cycle of the suffering in the samsara. And nirvana is who transcended all the cause of this samsara. All the mental afflictions are ceased to exist. They are uprooted, called nirvana. That's called samsara and nirvana. So happiness of the nirvana and suffering of the samsaras. This rise, there are various causes and conditions. See, so to understand about these things, what are the cause of this samsara? What are the cause of the nirvana? And where these all undesirable conditions, dukkha, the suffering, come from? Where all these peace and happiness, sukha, the cause for peace and happiness, come from? To reflect on these causes and conditions, as we are individual practitioners like myself and we share the same to others, to refresh this understanding. So these are some points that I will write down. These are written on the base of Buddha's wisdom, not something that created by our own delusion. The great masters from the past, especially this one here is written. We have a briefly in the jewel ornament of liberation, right at the beginning. Kambopa said, all these phenomena, all the phenomena are within the nirvana and the samsara, means relative and absolute state. So the nature of the samsara is emptiness. Number two, the mental formation of samsara is confusion. Means we see things, is all what we see, things, their nature is impermanent, but we perceive something like permanent. Intellectually, we can say these are impermanent, but through our own experience, we just perceive still as a permanent. And all the samsara state is nature of the suffering. But within the suffering, we're seeking joy, happiness. There's no such permanent kind of existence of self. We're not denying there's no level of self. I, you, we communicate I, you, but something holding, grasping something permanent self. So in the samsara, we're holding me, I, something very concrete. So like that, so there's mental the confusion. Mental formation is confusion. So from that mental confusion which characterize the manifestation of all the suffering, the samsara. And in the same book mentioned the nirvana, the nature of the nirvana is emptiness. So you see, nature of samsara is emptiness. Nature of nirvana is emptiness. Same thing. But in nature of the nirvana's mental formation is the confusion is purified and dissipated, totally purified. Receive or realizing as it is unconfined, unfabricated, as it is. So because of that, from that, it's characterized total peace. Suffering does not exist. So in that, Kambupa, in that beginning, describe about this. So like this is more descriptions made by Dewajita Sungun. So I based on these great masters writing, So I write for us to all we to study, understand. Because our involvement of this study, practice of Buddha's teaching is we always cultivate the mind to free from samsara, to achieve complete enlightenment. That's our ultimate goal, the optimal goal to achieve. In the samsara, everyone is working hard, like business, politics, science, all just to how to make this life more comfortable, make this life happy, bring happiness, But they don't have wisdom other than this. They don't know how to free from samsara. They have no idea. So in that life, they make every effort to become millionaires, billionaires, all this. Then after some time, we die. But our goal is to free from samsara. So even though we are not free, but we cultivate the mind. Right at the beginning, we cultivate that mind. At the conclusion, whatever virtue we have created, we dedicate for that, for enlightenment. Also, this about this two. Oh. Time is
36. 11:36.
11:36. Good, yes. Oh. It's still in the morning. Early in the morning. Okay, so those two. Now we paying homage, and it's called promise to write. Okay. Now next is general nature of the Samsara and Nirvana. As mentioned, Kambupa said, both nature of the Samsara and Nirvana are emptiness. The nature itself is emptiness. And we have failed to realize nature of the emptiness. We bewildered our mind within in the emptiness. Where we're living within in the emptiness, where like in our house, where we're living is emptiness, but not realizing what this is about. So inseparable of the Samsara and Nirvana is described for few verses. That you should understand that. As you see, even though all these phenomena are naturally pure, free of arising, free of abiding, free of ceasing, the teachers skilled in means taught all the dharmas so that we may authentically realize this real nature. See, as you see, I should say, my mind itself is pure. Because of my mind is pure, all the phenomena there, its nature is pure. So are naturally pure. So when you look at your mind, you just look at your mind right now. You are listening, or he's talking, this Dharma talks, I'm listening to him. I understand, I not understand, I'm not sure. We have those things. Look at your mind, what that is about. Where? So I understood. What is that one understood? Or I have not understood. Or I'm not sure. Look at that, your mind. See, that's called there's no birth on that. There's no existence. There's no ceasing. There's a calm, free of arising, free of abiding, free of ceasing. Where that arises, that thought? From where? From inside, outside, somewhere else? There's no any source of arising. Where it is exist? Where it cease to exist? Where? So that naturally is called pure. See? So to realize that, so Buddha talked with such great details. The teacher Buddha, skilled in means, taught all the dharmas so that we may authentically realize this reality nature. Buddha taught this Dharma teaching for 45 years. So he's teaching so many ways because, as mentioned, mind is so complex. So step by step, first say, look at this, everything is impermanent. Then we just finally, okay. But still, I don't see it directly as impermanent. I see it's still real. But through many analysis, it convinced you through, yes, it is impermanent. Yeah, I know it is impermanent, but I don't see directly it's impermanent, It's changing, I know. So with so many analogies, you see, like say sun rising from the east, and then sun is setting in the west, and the flowers are opening the flowers, cloud coming, going. You look at the cloud, how cloud is going. That's called impermanent. Okay. You see. Then look at this, because otherwise we are just fixated all in our mind. This is real. That's real. I don't like it because we perceive something is real. I don't like it. And then something's I like it, something real, I like it, I don't like it, so fixated. When you see everything is impermanent, changing every second, then you say there's nothing to fixate it, to be liked or to be not liked. Just changing, momentary, transitory, natural. Look at this, Step by step, you see, that gives you some opportunity in your mind to relax. You see, then you are not fixated. It changes. One moment you like it, next moment you don't like it. One moment you don't like it, another moment you like it. See, it's all just manifestation. It's just changing. It's emanate one another. Emanation means illusory nature, not real. When you call this is emanate of this, emanation is really it means it's illusory nature. Sometimes we say this person is the emanation of such and such, It's illusory nature, conditional, emanate according to the conditions. Look at this, Our mind is emanating every moment. It depends on our conditions of the mind. So look at this, meditate, you say, relax. Bring that into your own mind. These are so precious. It's the wisdom of the Buddha. To get out of our delusions, to get out of the suffering. Without this, our own involvement, investigate, study, practice, we cannot get out of the suffering. So Buddha, out of great this kind of wisdom, knowing everything this, and then such a powerful, indomitable compassion, and he took all the responsibilities to teach all the sentient beings. Not showing some of the miracle powers. I will solve your problem with this miracle power. Not that there's nothing to show a miracle power. It's have to go according to the causes and conditions. So we have to use our own mental power to investigate, put into practice. Through having this kind of opportunity and ability you have, that's what's called precious human life. Not just having this human life is precious. There's so many human beings in the world. No. And they don't have this kind of opportunity. Those who have this opportunity and interest and your devotion to this, then you have all the opportunity how to transcend all the cause of the suffering and how to free from this all the suffering. That's called precious human life. So when we aware this, get some good understanding this, then you see we dare not waste the time. Take full advantage, study, practice the Dharma, and to share with others. There are so many people are suffering so much, especially mentally, dominated by this all the confusions. And their suffering is so heavy, overwhelmed. They feel how I can get out of this. So when they are totally dominated by this heavy mental afflictions, and they feel there's no chance, there's no opportunity, and sometimes the only solution is just to suicide, kill themselves. You say, so unfortunate. So we need this kind of wisdom to share with others. And then you appreciate. There's a great joy, you see. Joy is not coming from outside, but from within in, with this kind of wisdom, skill. So, taught all the Dharma so that we may authentically realize this reality nature. Then here, now he has a quotation, Chantakirti, in the Madhyamaka Avatara. Say, glorious Chandrakirti, he was such a great teacher who totally understood the teachings of the Nagarjuna, which is Buddha's teaching. So the glorious Chandrakirti spoke of these with these words, spoke of this with these words. The teacher means Buddha, taught all the Dharma, means all the phenomena, all the Dharma teachings. All Buddha taught all the Dharma teachings are pacified from beginningless time naturally says, generally, naturally, it's totally peace right from the beginning, as it is. So these all phenomena, all the Dharma teachings that Buddha taught, are free of arising. Free of unborn. This is unborn, free of arising. Free of arising, and are naturally and wholly transcendent of suffering. They're free of all the suffering. In Tibetans call Döni Shishu Majiba. Rashi Nyangin Tapas. Naturally, now, naturally free of suffering, the transcendent of suffering. Therefore, they have always been unborn. The natural unborn doesn't mean there's no grow of the tree or flowers. They grow. The flower will grow. The flowers growing, the trees growing. But when you investigate dust particles of all this, if you ask which is the birth of this tree, when you investigate in that way, you cannot find the real birth of this tree because there's no real tree. The tree is not real. So if you find that when the tree is not real, how you can find there's a birth of the tree? But we see this because through our gross mind, lack of shamatha. When we don't have the good shamatha, relaxing mind, calm mind, very subtle mind. From that, when you look at, then you see all the details. You don't have to have all this machine to investigate. Through your mind, you see that itself is non-existence. Like Milarepa, when he went into Yaghorn, the Yaghorn was not bigger, he was not smaller, he was totally fit in the Yaghorn. And the outside, the rain, hailstorm, so strong. And Rechungpa was near. And Rechungpa was desperate to escape from this hailstorm. And Milarepa said, I'm here, come in, Rechungpa thought maybe I can get in. But even his hand doesn't go in the horn because he is not experienced, not realized. And Milarepa totally realized everything is all nothing but illusory nature, just a manifestation. For us, it's all concrete, so real. So there's a mention the three training is so crucial. The training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the prajna. These are such important to realize things. So we just meditate, then appreciate, rejoice yourself. This is the power of the mind. When the mind is the negative side, how powerful it is. When the positive side, how powerful the mind it is. When the mind is the wrong place, how powerful to create all the suffering in the samsara. Hell realms, hungry ghosts, animals, all created by the mind. And all the you see now wars, killing so many people in the war, it's through the negative mind. through the delusions, we can create such a negative cause of suffering. When the mind is dominated by the great this kind of wisdom, special insight, and compassion, how much is there is a great peace and happiness. See, this is not just a religious belief. No. This is how the mind can act. Now the world is becoming busier. So all our teachers also so become busy that we don't see so many are realized. In the past, Milarepa, after Milarepa, and all those great teachers, they have such a great experience of this practice, meditation. There are many their kind of account, So this Chandrakirti is quoting from Buddha's teaching. Chandrakirti says, Buddha taught these things. So we just reflect on this, meditate. Make your mind bring into yourself. All those things what you're seeing is just a manifestation. It's a reflection of our mind, reflection of our karma. See this, and then look to your mind, and you meditate, appreciate, rejoice, and you can share with others, those who are interested. And then it's such a great gift. This is the best gift. How this to free from suffering. When you give something to others, when people feel happy, your gifts, you enjoy, you rejoice others' joy, Oh, today I did this, and the person is so happy, and I'm so happy, But this Dharma wisdom, these teachings, if you share with others, and other people who understood that, what a great gift that will be. Such a precious. And you have no hope to receive any back, anything. You are doing this freely, without expectation. And this is how to maintain the Dharma in the world. And then next, okay. Next is that Samsara and Nirvana are actually of the same mode of abiding. And as such, there's not the smallest distinction between them in the Samsara Nirvana equalness. This also you have to look at inside, not outside. Look at the inside the mind. Look at the mind. When your mind is held by the ego, say this is me, some kind of concrete, so fragile, very sensitive mind. There with that is involved with the attachment, aversion. See, then it creates all the cause of the suffering to yourself and surrounding. How much this pain is there, confusion is there. Look at that, see. But then when you realize there's no such call as such a kind of substance, some things such called ego or self, it's just a label. It's like label to a table, this is called table, or a cup. Then you see, everything is just, you see, manifestation. Just manifest on the basis of causes and conditions. Look at this. And your mind is free from attachment, aversion. See? And so there's such a great peace. Your mind is just resting there. This is your mind, see. It's your mind. There's no two mind. Everyone, we all have one mind. That mind, when it's involved with these three poisons, ignorance, attachment, aversion, that creates the samsara. And that same mind, look at that. Where's the ego? Where's the attachment? Where's the aversion? When you understand, have the wisdom, that these are just a reflection. They are not there. And that same mind that there is great peace. So that great peace is the nirvana. And that kind of confused mind is the samsara. So that's what it's called. See, Samsara and Nirvana are actually of the same mode of abiding, some basic nature as it is. And as such, there's not the smallest distinction between them. So that where is the mind? When the mind is peaceful, understanding, relaxing, you're aware the mind of confuse itself. When we have the understanding of this, there's great peace. When the mind is involved with these three poisons, there's a suffering, samsara. So in reality, there's no distinction, but we just need the wisdom. So look at this. The very samsaric mind itself does not exist anywhere. My ego, strong ego, self-grasping, that self-grasping mind itself, look at that. That itself is not exist anywhere. But without knowing that wisdom, I'm grasping myself. I'm fixated on this. See? So it's called inexpressible. It's non-duality. So these are some profound kind of understanding. So we need a lot of meditation on this reflection. It's not enough. Just I said this, as we say, you understood. Oh, I understood. So wonderful, very, very wonderful teaching. I'm so happy, That doesn't do any good, okay? You have to put into practice, meditate, get the benefit. When you put into practice, you get the benefit, and then you rejoice. See? Think it looks like yes, very good. Okay. Still have 3 verses to finish this. So we will do this afternoon. Okay? All of us, relax your mind. Maybe your stress, maybe uptight. Relax your mind. Relax your body. Meditate. This is, you say, as I mentioned, how to free from samsara. Okay. We are not talking how to make a big business, good politician, how to make this rich open. This we try to get the wealth of the wisdom to free from samsara, achieve the enlightenment. The enlightenment within in the mind, within you, not outside, not anywhere. No, it's within. So first you reflect and take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And then you see this morning what went through. Just reflect. If you understood some, you appreciate, you rejoice. And then if you got some message of this, then meditate. Say, I will put into practice this. This is the way how I can get benefit for myself. This is the best gift to yourself. Nobody can give you this, only by yourself. And this is the best gift to others, those who are interested, to share this wisdom. Okay. Then I doubt you, maybe many of you know this dedication prayer. Here, page 34. At the beginning. By the virtues collected at the 3 times by myself and all beings in Samsara and in Nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. Once more, by the virtues collected at 3 times by myself and all beings in Samsara and Nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. By the virtues collected at the 3 times by myself and all beings in Samsara and Nirvana, by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. Okay. Chanjo semjo rinpoche maje banam ye gyuruche je ba nyamba me bara yang one kondo obe wara yo. Okay, please have a good break. We'll come back at 2 in this Chicago's time.